Welcome back to another episode of the Successful Driver Podcast. Thank you all so much for taking a little bit of time to listen, to watch, wherever you are consuming this. We appreciate you taking a little bit of time, and really excited today to be talking to someone in our Chicago branch. We're just making the rounds now. We're getting a lot of different people from across the country involved, and we're talking to Sonny Grillo, the F&I manager out of Aero Truck Sales Chicago. Sonny, my man, I appreciate you coming on with us.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man, we're really excited to hear from you, and it's always good to get the perspective of the finance and insurance managers here, because I think they have a very unique perspective. We talked to Carrie Shingleton recently. So hey, you got
She's great.
You got a lot to live up to here, bro. I'm just saying. No.
I know. I'm the only male at all F&Is, and they definitely make it a huge thing to achieve for, They do a great every year, time and time again. They just blow me out the water. It gives me something to, keep on pushing for. It's my second year doing this, and I love it. I love Aero. I appreciate it, and I love the opportunity of being here.
No, that's awesome, man. We always like to kind of just get the story, how you got into the trucking industry. What's your story in the trucking industry?
I actually started in the car business. I sold cars for about 10 years, and I was given the opportunity by a great man named Joe Velpone. He was my branch manager here once upon a time, and I owe it all to him. If it wasn't for him giving me the opportunity, I would not be here today. So I owe my success here to Aero to him. But I started here in sales, and I worked my way up, and now I'm here in finance, helping people start their business.
That's awesome, man. We always ask this question to everybody. We love to get, there's so many different perspectives on this. What makes a successful driver?
A successful driver to me is, I believe, dedication, dedication of knowing what you want to do and where you want to be, and that commitment to follow through with it. And also, taking that risk of the comfortability of being a company driver and now saying, okay, I'm going to be my own boss. I'm going to make my own money. I'm going to make my business than working for somebody else's business. I think a successful driver is, finding that goal, sticking with it, following through, and making it happen. Because it's not going to happen unless you make it happen.
Right. No, for sure. And so your role in the truck driver story, how are you at, Aero Chicago as the finance manager there? How are you helping truck drivers find success out there?
I'm helping them find success by, starting their own business, making their own empire, building their empire. I always tell them it's like building a house. You need that foundation before you can start building up. And I'm here to help them build that foundation, that start of, where it's going to go for the rest of their career in this trucking industry.
No, it's great, man. So, it does kind of seem, you're the second finance and insurance manager we've talked to, and it's so unique to see what you guys kind of talk about and what you focus on, because it does seem like, there's a lot of intent with you guys, in your aspect of the industry, to get these guys off on the right foot and, building that foundation. What are the key factors for you think, in building that strong foundation to have success immediately out on the road as an owner operator?
One thing for sure is always, giving that opportunity to protect their investment. One of the things that we do present here at Aero is National Truck Protection Warranty. Protect your investment. It's better to have it than not need it, than need it and not have it. And one of the last things you want to do starting, your company, putting all your money into, building your own company is, 6 months, a year, 2 years down the road, having a $5,500 turbo or, $30,000 overhaul. It's better to, protect yourself. And so you could just follow through on making that money and keep building that empire.
Sonny, I like to ask this question sometimes. Horror stories from truck drivers that you've worked with. You get to see a lot of different people. Some fail, some succeed. What's a horror story that you've seen recently from one of the customers that you've worked with?
So we did have a customer come in, finance a truck. I did give the opportunity to, protect investment. Every opportunity that we lay out, it's always has that option of protecting yourself with a National Truck Protection Warranty. Customer said, I have my own guy. I trust him. He's not certified, so your warranty wouldn't pay him. But I said, your warranty's not going to follow you in Nebraska, or I apologize, your mechanic will not follow you to Nebraska, Nevada. He's here in Illinois. That's it. And he said, I'll take my chances. Unfortunately, 6 months down the road, he didn't have a driver that knew how to do regens properly, after treatment system.
Mm.
Yeah. So there was some with the after treatment, but it could have been handled, with the proper, preventative maintenance, being able to take care of that truck, that following through on what needs to be done on the truck, and also protecting it. Because lo and behold, we came to find out that it was something that could have been protected under the extended warranty and would have been covered, and all he would have to pay out of pocket was a $500 deductible.
Mm. So, I mean, and I don't want to make it just sound like we're just, just plug in.
No, for sure.
Arrow, I think this is something that applies to if you're working with somebody, period, you've got to make these kind of decisions on protecting your investment outside of just Arrow. And not to say like, obviously we want you to.
And that's anywhere, new or used. My uncle actually works for a Freightliner. He sells new Freightliners, and even new trucks break down. We don't have a crystal ball. These are moving pieces of equipment. We never know what's going to go wrong, if it's from Arrow, the guy down the street, or what have you. The trucks are made to break.
Right. This is something that applies beyond just the Arrow walls. I think it's always smart for anybody, wherever they buy a truck. I think there's some value in protecting your investment, because like we always equate it to it's more of a mortgage than a car payment. It's more like a mortgage.
House on wheels.
It's a house on wheels. It's a business on wheels. And I think there's a lot of value regardless of who you're working with.
For sure. No matter where it's at.
You got to protect that investment. Okay, let's talk about a success story that you might have heard out on the road. Why don't you tell us about somebody, you've kind of had come through, maybe you were specifically able to help them, achieve some success or something. Things are just really going well for them. Just give us someone there. Yeah.
We have one right off the top of the head. It's a customer. I'm not going to say their name, but they initially came in here with the hope and a dream to start their business. Now, they were at least purchasing from a huge company, so they were basically doing like a sublet. They were getting the truck from them, but they weren't building any business credit. So no matter where they went, they were kept getting denied. So we found an opportunity for them through an outside lender to build that empire. Now he has 10 trucks.
Wow.
10 trucks from 6 months ago. Because
6 months.
6 months ago, 10 trucks now.
Wow.
We found a way, and it's all through the same lender too. So that's the great part about it. They're giving them the opportunity, because we investigated, we looked into it. How can we help you start your business? And what we found was all this money he was paying to the lease purchase, there was a paper trail. So we were able to show he is established, even though you can't see it on his credit. It's there. If there's a will, there's a way, and we found it. And 10 trucks, man, 10 trucks in 6 months. Insane. He's so happy. We've had so many referrals from him. It's just an amazing thing to see something like that happen.
So you were able to help him finance with someone outside of Arrow?
Unfortunately, yeah, because it was one of those things where they didn't have established credit and there was really nothing there.
Sure.
To fit the criteria of, some lenders. So we had to go outside. We did have to go outside. But again, here at Arrow, we don't just say, oh, that's that. We turn every stone in, and we try to find you your way to build your business, to start your business, to get you on the road. So you can say, hey, they went above and beyond for me. Give them a shot, because all we ask is for the opportunity to do it.
Right. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you were willing to. It sounds like you really legitimately wanted to do right. And so I appreciate, that's a really, I think that's something that I've really noticed with a lot of people. I'm not just saying this. And there's great people out in the trucking industry. I think there's a lot of people out in the trucking industry, inside Arrow walls, outside Arrow walls, that just want to do right by people. And, finding ways.
No, sorry to cut, but there's nothing better, man, to see somebody's, whether it's our bank transport funding or, finding somebody out there to help them start their business, man. Some of these guys, the glow in their eyes, the way it just boom, like, oh my gosh, I'm approved. You made it happen for me. It's a great feeling to go home to. I'll tell you that. That's hand for right. That's it, man.
So what's it like selling a guy a second truck or working with a guy on his second truck? How is that feeling knowing that someone's coming back to Arrow to work with you?
It's amazing, and and sometimes we do hear like, I came back because of you. This is why I came back. Or someone will come in and say, hey, I'm looking for, Sonny or Nice or Gilbert or JC. I saw your Google reviews. I saw how amazing you did to this for this customer, or, so and so. I saw their truck on the lot and they just said, hey, go see Arrow. And they come in and to see the excitement. And it actually, I don't know how to really say it. They don't feed off it, but you could feel it coming from them, that they felt it from the person who bought the truck from us initially.
Yeah.
It's radiating off them. That's what it is. They feel and they're ready. They're excited. And they're like, what can you do for me? Because they explained how so hard it was for them. And that's all we ask for, is the opportunity to do so. Because I can't do nothing for you unless you give me the opportunity.
Right. Well, Sonny, I appreciate what you're doing out there at Chicago. I appreciate how passionate you are about helping truck drivers. And I really appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us today.
Oh, anytime, brother. Anytime, you guys. I love it. It's awesome, man. I was a little nervous at first, but hey,
No, you did great, brother.
Appreciate
you did great.
Man.
You
Thanks,
did great.
Man.
Man, that is going to do it for the Successful Driver podcast. Thank you all so much for listening, watching, wherever. Find us on YouTube. Find us on all streaming platforms. You can find us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Arrow Truck Sales Inc. Thank y'all so much. We'll catch you later.